Hi friends, MD Vegan. I'm on my gentle juice fasting day. Today, once a week, I only drink if I can. If I feel bad, I eat something, doesn't matter. But to feel great, I have to drink 4 liters. That is for me. I don't know how it would be for you if you would want for the fast, make a fasting day. But 4 liters is what I found helps me get through the day and the next day, because if I drink too little today, stop fasting tomorrow, I can still get a headache, for example, and it takes some time to go away again. But 4 liters makes it safe. So that's what I found. So I make sure I drink these 4 liters. I begin in the morning. Today I had a nice lemon ginger water, a hot lemon ginger water. That was wonderful. And it's still going. I have a glass of water. I make a large juice night right now. And later maybe plant milk. And 4 liters are not that much if you go all day. And then the whole body flushes through. Yeah, there are a lot of toxins releasing from the body. If you don't eat, the digestion rests, the body begins to cleanse itself more. Chemical processes that can be researched. There have been researched. There is literature on that. So really, there is taking a lot taking place there. When I stop eating a day, and reducing the calories, the body begins to do things differently. Tries to nourish on the own resources, and that begins the cleansing. There are scientific names for that. Don't really matter now. But when these toxins are released, you want to wash them out. It's a wonderful effect. If I get used to it after some time, I do it every week, one day, then it begins to become very pleasant. And I am looking forward to that now. I want to have my fasting day because I don't need to make food at that day. Just the juices, a little bit of work. I have to organize, I have to find my juices. Today is a juice with a lot of ingredients, 9 ingredients. Usually I do 3 ingredients minimum. And not much more, maybe now lemon and ginger additional to that. I have 5, but this is 9, that's really a lot more. And because when I have some knowledge about the juices, about the fruit, how they play together, and the vegetables, for example, a carrot juice is nice with an apple, or with an orange, or with orange and ginger. So I know these things. I begin to combine these juices, and wow, they are also can be very nice. But even complex recipes can be broken down in small parts, and that's how I proceed. I get a knowledge from the ingredients, how they pair with small numbers of ingredients, and then I build up. And complex recipes, I break them down in parts, and so I get an understanding of the ingredients, how they play together, and so I can make my own recipes. Juicing is the easiest way to do that, because you have a direct experience. I drink a juice, and the nutrients go directly into the bloodstream without digestion. So all the energy goes directly into the system to work, to make me cleanse, be creative. Also the mind becomes more aware of itself. Self-reflection begins. So all these things make this fasting day a wonderful experience if you do it right. So drinking a lot is okay, is important. Planning ahead of time is good, to have a really day where you can do that, and doesn't really interfere with your schedule. So the other duties you have to, family life, friends or so, job, can't take place without being disturbed. That doesn't give me a good feeling. If I miss something I would do, that's not good. So I have to plan ahead of time. I have to get the ingredients ahead of time. So this is a little bit of planning. And afterwards, I have to make sure when I begin eating again, I do it in the right way, moderate, slowly, not too much fat and protein in the beginning. Beginning with fruit, growing high in the trees. For example, apples would be perfect to begin with. And later then, only later in the day, when I have some digestion already going, I can eat something heavier, fat or nuts, for example, or other things where fat and protein is more. But fruit is a nice one, and then salad, and that's if I do that, I'm pretty fine, and fasting is a wonderful experience. So some things have to be known, and then it is easy. So today I make a new juice, a complex one that is based on basically on two things. First, my recent finding is that the juice made from apples, pears and oranges. It's the very simple ingredients I can get everywhere in Germany, and on many places on the planet you can get apple, pears and lemons, yeah, and oranges easily. And I didn't know for some time that this together would be a wonderful juice. Yeah, similar amounts of apples, pears and oranges make a really wonderful juice. You know, 2 apples, 2 pears, yeah, just cut them up a little bit, yeah, cleanse a little bit, and you have a perfect preparation for the juicing. If you have a juicer, depends, some juicers are a large mouth, and some juicers have a small mouth. Then you have to cut smaller. Now I have a large one. It's a fast juicer with a centrifuge. That means it juices fast, and I can perfectly juice carrots, beets, apples, orange, and so not so well for greens, but I will put the greens in between the apples, so this one works too. But slow juicers are better for greens, and so usually, and of course they get more nutrients out of the juice, they get more juice out of the juice. Yeah, this leaves a lot of juice in the trester, in the pulp that comes out. What's not in the juice, and there has a little bit of disadvantage of these ones. This is my reserve, you know. The other one is in a repair mode, so to say. Comes back soon, but so far I can use this one, and it's also nice because it's faster. I can put whole apples in there. It's very easy. So all these juices have their advantages. So the apple, pear, and orange juice is the first part. Yeah, that is a very nice juice you can try. And the other part is the combination of pears and beets. Another classic. Yeah, the second idea for this juice. Beet juice. This is a large beet, medium large, and these 2 pears. And that is very nice together. Pears are the perfect combination for beets. Beets on its own do not work. They scratch in the throat. I have to put something into the beet, otherwise it doesn't taste well. But with fruit, it turns into wonderful flavors. And one of these flavors is beet and pear. And so that is the 2 bases here. I combine these pears with beets and the apple, pear, orange juice. And I will build on that. Build on that with other ingredients that make this juice richer and fuller. Yeah? And one is here a carrot. I have now some nice carrots here. That is, in many beet juices you can easily use carrots, and carrots are a wonderful base for a juice. And carrot goes perfectly with oranges and also with apples. So that is a good match. So that's the thing I add today. And a green I will add also. I have a whole bunch of parsley, and this goes very nice, perfectly I would say, with pear and beet. Greens have the high advantage, they cleanse the body. Greens are really a perfect cleanser, and parsley especially removes heavy metals. So I always am happy when I can make a parsley juice. Parsley, one of the most powerful cleansers. You can't even drink too much. Not that one bunch for one juice, or a large juice here, that's no problem. But if you drink every day parsley juice, for example, at some point you might end up having some headache or so, because the body reacts very strongly if you cleanse too much, because that's a very strong cleanser, the parsley. But eating parsley every day, there's no problem with that. But not too much, you know. It just, a juice gives you have a lot of parsley in one juice. Yeah? So that's one bunch of parsley. And another green here is celery stalks. I have some stalks here of celery, not too much, just for a seasoning. And it makes my juices, many recipes I do with celery now, also a recent detection, so to say, exploration. Celery gives a smoky tone to many juices. especially when you have a sweet juice like the pear, apple and orange juice, very sweet. The smoky tone with celery could be very nice. And of course celery is super healthy. Potassium is high in celery. It is very healthy for many things in the body. And I always be happy to put this kind of green in my food. In salads or juices or also in soups. Celery is a classic. I would say more like for a seasoning, but that depends on your preferences. To me, celery is a perfect seasoning in the background. And here, the last two ingredients here, a good amount of ginger and a whole lemon without the peel first. I begin with that. Lemon and ginger, they enhance all the other flavors. Oftentimes they don't add a flavor on their own. They don't so much give the whole flavor of the whole another direction. Yeah, like the parsley would give it. They give this flavor a whole new direction. The parsley is very strong, but the lemon and ginger only makes the other flavors more intense, more strong, more gives fire and acid to it. Yeah, it tickles out the sugars, so to say, and the flavors. The fire and the acid does that. So that's nice. And I will think about adding a little bit of peel. I have here a whole peel from one lemon. You see, I cut the peel off, and because I don't know how that works with my juice, I will juice it, and when I have some of the juice, I will begin to add lemon peel, a small amount, and taste it, and I will see if it fits or not. Sometimes it fits, sometimes not, and I stop, because it can be very intense. But if I have a chance to add lemon peel to a dish, or citrus peel in general, it's always a good advice, a good idea, because it's super healthy. The healthiest part of the lemon, or orange also, are in the yellow part or the red part, orange part of the peel. That is the most important thing, and it's very strong. You don't need a lot. So let's see now what happens with that. With this now, a short explanation about my ingredients, so you have an idea why I put them together. That's what I always do when I make a recipe. I tried a little bit to tell a story about the ingredients, how they fit together, how I came to use them, and mostly because of the color, the flavor, the fragrance, the texture, all these things. The nutrients also, of course, are very important. These are the things I think about. I follow my intuition, and then I try to back up my intuition, my feeling, with these stories to make it understandable for others. Because if I tell you I like it, you don't understand why. You think, oh, he likes it, I don't, and that's it. If I tell a little bit of background story about the ingredients, how they play together, and why the pear, for example, is so nice with the beet, and so there's a lot of stories about this. Every ingredient has its own stories, and every pairing also many stories. That's what I always do. So to make it easier for you to make your own recipes, my recipes are meant to be an inspiration for you. Of course, these recipes, when I show it to you, I think it would be a nice recipe also for you to make. But the other idea is that you could do your own. Yeah? You could understand how to make your own recipe with the ideas I share here a little bit. The way I think about it, you could also try to do that on your own, or you could take parts of it, make your own recipe, change a little bit. So to give a little bit more transparency to this creative process I so much enjoy. Thanks for watching. Now I will now go to my juicer and come back in a moment and show you what it tastes like, so to say. My juice is ready. It's a 1.5 liter. I have another half container here, and now I'm going to taste it. It looks nice. The color is beautiful, as always with beets. And I expect it to be rather sweet, as I have apples, pears, and oranges. It's a wonderful fruity and sweet juice. And the carrots add earth flavor. It's a lot. And I also have the beets, of course. That is also earth flavor, and it makes it a little bit more heavy, the flavor. Carrot is lighter than beet, but both are earth and give a little bit of weight to the flavor. So I expect a balance between sweet and earth, And then I have this parsley, a lot of parsley. It makes it a little bit sour, green sour, sour green. So it is a sweet, sour, earthen flavor, and it might be pretty nice. I'm expecting that now. I put all the peel in there. I thought it might work. Now, when the final test comes now, I didn't taste it so far. I already tasted with the peel. I didn't. I just made the juice, and now I thought, well, there's a lot of juice with the fruit when you have a lot of fruit there, and not so many bitter greens. So parsley is not bitter. You can usually put some peel in, but if you have a bitter juice like with a dandelion in or kale, depends on the kale, or other greens, then you might have a problem with the peel. But I don't have these kind of greens here, so I thought, let's put them in, let's see. I will see right now what it tastes like. So as I said, the color is beautiful, the texture is also nice, it's a nice and runny juice. Let's see what it tastes like. Oh, wonderful. I like it. It's like a little capsule that opens up. Wonderful. It's always interesting how these flavors are at the first moment. Some flavors are more withdrawing. They pull back a little bit. I had that actually. And some flavors are immediately all over, filling the mouth. Other flavors are more like this one, a capsule that begins and opens up like a little poof. Yeah, this is like, yeah, it's always nice. Depends on all the ingredients, of course. And I never know. Here, this is my juice, it looks like, and it's really nice flavor. It's a nice complex flavor. It's nice balanced, as I said. It's I expect the abstract balance between sweet and sour, earth, and so that I know. So I know it's really good, but what it really tastes like this, for example, explosive little capsule there, I have no idea before. And that is exciting about flavors, how to produce new recipes. They have all these different effects. And of course I want to learn how to do that, how to make that, but not yet, not yet there. Juices are a very nice way to understand, to get a feeling for these ingredients, and I can of course use this knowledge in other recipes, not only in juices. It begins with smoothies, for example, where the fiber is in. They're fully nutritious meals, the smoothies, or I can make a dressing, a sauce, where I need a lot of this knowledge, and I can put it in salads and cakes, creams, puddings. So there are many ways how to use this knowledge. It's a very, very precious knowledge to me, and maybe to you. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy. If you like my video. Subscribe MD Vegan on YouTube. Have another recipe every single day, and find me on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and Twitter. And in case you would like to have a look into the fasting, I highly recommend. The Gentle Juicefasting is for everybody, because science says when you fast longer than 1 day, you might see a medical professional to see that everything is all right, because, as I said, the body begins to work on itself, to digest itself a little bit, to take from its own substance if you have too little calories, and that's what fasting is. Reducing calories, not nutrients but calories, and then it begins to cleanse itself, and that can be a little bit hard on the body, especially during longer than 1 day. But as far as I can see, the studies I saw, 1 day is completely undangerous. If you have 1 day no food, nobody should die of that, if you are healthy, of course. So that is a gentle juice fasting. Is usually 1 day and 1 night, the night before, the night after. So that's a good time for everybody to start. And I do that all the time. I don't want to have longer fasting periods. Sometimes it could be I make it 2nd day or so. Usually I don't, because when you do every week, you have a lot of fasting already over the years. In 7 years, for example, in 7 years, you have a whole year of fasting. Boom. Isn't that cool? So, if I'm right here, You can correct me. So it's very nice to have these fasting experiences. There is a Facebook page called Tree Yoga Moon Fasting, and there you could have a look and maybe just be member there. It's free. Yeah, everybody can become. I will let you in. I post my juice recipes every week, and there's a moon calendar for the best fasting days and some other things if you like. Thanks again. I hope to see you soon.